We do have a big fire threat across much of the country here, stretching all the way from Denver and through Wichita, Kansas City, most of Iowa, down and through southern Missouri, also in the red zone for today. So looking at a big fire threat, we've got a couple of factors here to contend with. We have these gusty winds behind this front, and take a look at some of these here. Rapid City, 40 to 50 mile per hour wind gusts at this hour. Minneapolis, you're gusting to around 50, as well as places like Milwaukee up around 40, and down into Kansas City, we're even gusting up in the 30s. So we've got the winds to contend with. We also have some very unusually warm temperatures, about 10 to 15 degrees above average, and then we have some very dry conditions certainly as well. If you take a look here at the relative humidity, so how much moisture is in the air, taking a look at Dodge City, it is pretty dismal there at 14%. Wichita, you're in the teens as well, and everywhere we're looking from Oklahoma City all the way up through Iowa, really not looking at any improvements as we move throughout the day today. In fact, we're going to be down in the single digits in places like Dodge City, Amarillo just at 9%. So again, you've got the very dry conditions out there, the gusty winds, temperatures that are a bit above average, and we are looking at the potential for a critical fire danger. Really, this is the category that they have rated this now from the Dakotas down through Kansas City and portions of Kansas. So Mark, we're really going to have to follow this story. Already some major problems. Still has a wind threat map out for today, and you're taking a look at it here in blue all the way through much of Louisiana, up through Mississippi and Alabama, even into Tennessee. We're looking at the potential for some damaging winds throughout the day today. So a heads up for you. And when we look at wind gust damage, in general, 45 to 57, this is when we'll see those trees bend, those small limbs will start to break, and maybe some cosmetic damage on roofs and homes. But the kind of damage we've been seeing, as Mark was talking about over the past 24 hours, is really in this category, 58 to 74. We're talking about large tree limbs breaking, shallow rooted trees over toppling, and semi trucks overturned. And we know that that happened yesterday along I-70. So that's the category we could be in once again today. And then once we get up in this category, we're talking about that roof damage to homes and some structures even sustaining some significant damage. So again, the wind threat is going to be out there today. And here's a look at some of those tips that maybe can help you along the way. If you do have anything loose outside on the patio, you're going to want to secure that. Stay away from the trees and power lines. Go to the lowest level of your house. Get away from the windows. And of course, if you are driving and you're starting to feel the car jerking around on the road, you're just going to want to pull over and just kind of wait it out until it's a little safer out there. So Mark, again, wind's going to be a real issue today. We've got the fire issue as well, and then we've got more storms waiting right now. 53 and just cloudy out there. But we have a break for you, Memphis, tomorrow and through Thursday, and then another round as our next big storm sets up, as those guys were talking about. So here's a look at it. Friday, we're looking at the rain starting to move in. Look at the difference here in temperatures, by the way, and you're 60 degrees down into the 30s for your Friday evening. And then by Saturday, it's over with just a mix of sun and clouds for you. Certainly, as we look at the severe thunderstorm forecast, though, the red zone, as we call it, we are looking at places like Memphis and Nashville, all the way down into Jackson, Mississippi, and portions of Louisiana, dealing with the potential for some severe weather with our next big storm system. We've got this mid-level disturbance. We've got that strong upper-level jet, and then we have also some pretty strong low-level winds as well, plus that moisture return coming up from the Gulf of Mexico. So you bring all those together, and we certainly have the setup for what could be more severe weather in the south as we move over our weekend. So scattered storms for Friday night. In general, not looking at a big severe weather setup for your Friday, but still places like Dallas all the way over to Mississippi and up into Kansas City for that matter. You're going to be getting wet with this system, and then we'll see that rain really start to expand out on Saturday, moving into Alabama, eventually making its way over to the coast probably by Saturday evening, moving through Atlanta and up through the Carolinas as well. There you can clearly see the potential rain snow line with this system. But in general, showers and thunderstorms, maybe some spotty damaging winds with this. And then by the time we get into Sunday evening, we'll see that rain stretching all the way from Florida up into the Carolinas as well. We've got a lot more to come. Hope you'll stay with us for the